We're hoping to catch legendary Lake Powell Lobster. Oh, it's fighting ya.
A striper bass.
The color change on those that quick is crazy. We're spending the next 2 days fishing, swimming, cooking good food, and we're hoping to catch legendary Lake Powell Lobster. Legendary might be a bit of a stretch. It's better known by another name, the poor man's lobster. If you're not sure what that is, well, you might need to stick around and we'll show you. All right, Brendan, what's the weather today?
It's 59 degrees and sunny, but it might get a little bit windy.
Where are we at?
Near the dam.
What'd you say?
I said near that dam. I don't care if I say that word.
What's going on back here? Someone keeps trying to get me with a net. These people keep making wigs. Why would I use my sharp knife to cut it directly onto rock? Well, because this knife was $3.24 at Walmart today, and it's easier than carrying a cutting board. Grab a handful, see what it adds. And then you immediately go wash your hands off because anchovies are the stinkiest fish. There's not enough water in this lake to get that anchovy smell off my hands. All right, guys, we are packing up. It's been almost 3 hours, not a bite. So we're gonna try the Wahweap Marina. It's a fishing dock. We've been there before. Caught one catfish there, and usually luck's just a little better. I think it's a little bit easier spot to get to, but just trying multiple spots, seeing what we can figure out.
We just barely started at a new spot, and this guy caught a fish here, and he's right there. And he caught a fish right where we are fishing, so we think we are going to catch a fish right here in this area. And he said he doesn't really eat them, so we get to have it. It's a very decent sized fish. Now we can tell you what a striper bass looks like.
We made it to the spot right as we got here. Another guy who had been fishing here this morning caught a big striper bass, and he didn't bring a net, so we helped him net it in. And he wasn't going to keep it, it was just catch and release, but he let us keep it, so we're at least getting some striper for dinner tonight. I'm so sick of salad. So sick of salad. I can't tell you how sick of salad I am.
A striper bass.
This is Lake Powell Lobster, baby.
Party.
What we got going on here, Brend?
You got a fish?
Oh, it's fighting ya. Keep reeling, keep reeling.
Oh! How did I roll that thing in?
Got a carp.
That's fishing massive.
All right, Brand Milo, let's get a picture and then let's let it free.
Let it free?
Yeah,
Are they
I don't think we eat carp.
split foot?
Okay,
Yeah, that's a good
Milo, do you want to hold it?
I might.
Okay, Brand, get in the picture.
No,
On this
I
side.
don't want
You don't want to hold it?
I'm not gonna hold this all the way. Are you sure?
All right, let's see. I run to the car for 1 minute and they catch a fish without me. Well, false alarm. They were just playing with the net when I saw trying to fish garbage out of the lake. What sound are you making?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to get one.
You're trying to catch a duck with a net? Fishing has been a little slow since we caught the carp, so it's degraded into duck hunting. Duck poaching if we get one. I just want these guys to grow up knowing where their food comes from. I think it's healthy. I think it's a good exposure for them. It gets them to try new things, be excited about new things that otherwise I don't think they'd go out of their way to have a taste of striper bass, or as we're calling it today, Lake Powell Lobster, and we'll show you that preparation. Looks like it to me, but I don't know much about them. Last time I cut most of this belly stuff off. It's got ribs in it. But last time I had way more meat, way more fish. So today we're being a little bit more picky, trying to maximize yield. Maybe I'll try frying these parts up. There's quite a bit of meat there, but there's a lot of bone in it. See if I can get that to come off the bone easily. If not, these are the main fillets that we're working with. Trimming all the dark meat off. I don't know why I'm doing this. That's just what they said in the YouTube video. Just cutting these up into cubes. All right, so we've got a pot of boiling water here, just a small pot, not a ton of fish. We've added a half a cup of sugar and a few tablespoons of salt. You want to add a good rolling boil. All right, I think we only want about 2 minutes of this, so that's about where we're at. We're gonna give it maybe another 30 seconds and start fishing these out and letting them cool on something to keep them dry. Well, that was not according to plan. We're ready to try out poor man's lobster. Milo, do you want to come over here and have a taste?
Yeah.
We're gonna dip it in the butter. Grab a piece, Brent. All right. It's gone bad. It's not good. Milo doesn't like it. Stop it. What are you doing? What do you think? Pretty tasty? Almost as good as fish chips? Nope. So the fish is flaky. The little bit of sugar in the water gives it just a little bit of a sweet taste. The butter gives it a solid. It's yummy. I can see why they say that. It's probably a little bit softer texture than lobster, but we're gonna compare it here in just a few minutes. Tell them what you think. You like it? You're eating quite a bit of it. All right, gotta cook these lobsters to compare them. 2 minutes, dropping them into boiling hot water. That was a close call. Almost twice in a row. All right, the 2 minute timer's up, pulling them out of the boiling water. The color change on those that quick is crazy. Gordon Ramsay made this look so much easier than it actually is. Yeah, I think the key is to cut the bottom. You can tell I make lobster all the time. All right, guys, we got the lobster out of the shell somehow, but we're gonna try it, compare this side by side, see what each of us think. All right, side by side taste test. Poor man's lobster. I'm impressed with it, honestly. A little bit of sweet, pair it side by side. So texture is the main difference. And then this absorbs a lot more of the butter flavor, so I've got to be careful with that. Yeah, both are good. I would say the primary difference between the textures, the lobster is chewier. It's got more of a, honestly, I'm gonna say rubbery texture to it. It's not like a calamari or something else where it's hard to chew, but it's just got a little bit more bounce to it. Whereas the fish, it's a flaky fish, and maybe other fish, wouldn't be quite as flaky, would have a little bit more bounce to it, is really the best thing I can describe it as. Otherwise, flavors are very similar. Maybe I'll try the shrimp and compare that to the lobster and see how that, see if that's an intermediary or more or less. Shrimp is a lot bouncier, a lot more of a rubbery texture. Again, doesn't have that hardcore resistance, but it's got bounce to it. Compared to the lobster, it's not nearly as sweet. Interestingly, the striper and the lobster, much more similar in flavor than the shrimp and the lobster. Just a texture difference. Honestly, guys, definitely wouldn't fool you, but Flavor's yummy on both of these. Really similar as far as flavor is concerned. Texture is the primary difference. I think on this, maybe I went a little bit long. I don't know what would happen if I cooked the lobster more. I've never really cooked lobster before, so this is just me trying to butcher what Gordon Ramsay said on YouTube a few minutes ago. Let's see what everyone else thinks. Let me know what you think. Don't love the texture, huh, Brent? All right, come tell them. All right, you guys can spit it in the garbage if you want.
You just gotta chew the skin.
No, this is...
He's doing that.
Their garbage is right here, Milo. So would you guys say that you prefer... Good job trying it. You don't have to try anymore, okay? Dip it in butter. Bon appetit. All right, you guys saw it. I was basically the only one who didn't prefer the striper bass over everything else. The striper bass was good. It wasn't really my favorite, but you saw Milo's reaction. You saw Brendan's reaction. Madison didn't want to be on camera. She was okay with the lobster once she talked herself into it. Unfortunately, she watched Milo's response and it took her a little while to work up the courage. But everyone felt like that striper was easy, delicious, yummy to eat. Everything else they struggled with, which is what it is. Not today. Not today. Because we finally harvested an animal, we didn't have to eat salad for dinner. But if you want to follow along as Brendan and I attempt the hardest hunt in Arizona, check out our impossible elk hunting video.
Look at that.
String and a hook on it.
So